Hello, what's up guys? So guy Promzy once again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm having an interview with a gentleman who studied strictly humanity courses back in Ghana, but now finds himself in the tech field here in Germany. He's going to share with us his experience, how he applied to his schools, and his visa application process. So if you're ready for this video, stay tuned. Okay, welcome back guys once again to my channel. So like I said before, I have a very nice young gentleman here. I will let him introduce himself. So the floor is yours.
Okay, my name is Edmond Kwam, and I'm currently schooling in RVT Aachen in Aachen, which is in the North Rhine-Westphalia states, and I am studying an international master in computational social systems.
Wow. The name of your course alone is like a whole statement. Yeah. You're in Aachen. I learned Aachen is one of the best cities for students. How is the life in Aachen like?
Yeah, I mean, Aachen has a lot of students. I think the city is literally filled with students, over 60,000 students, because of the two schools, that's FH Aachen and RVT Aachen. And I think the student life is actually quite stressful because there's a lot of studies. And yeah, but then there are a lot of young people here. I think the standard of living is also cool here. And yeah, it's basically pretty much cool.
Okay, so one question I ask a lot of people is why Germany? Why did you decide to come to Germany when you were looking to study abroad? Why not other countries, especially English-speaking countries? But why did you choose to come to Germany and the language barrier and a lot of things? So why Germany?
Okay, it was more dependent on the course. So I wanted to have a switch to a tech field from my humanities field, and this course was available, and RVTI is like one of the top schools in Germany, so it just made sense to come to Germany because I actually applied to other schools, but then when the school came, I'm like, it's a no-brainer, so I just
Wow.
chose that and just decided to come to Germany.
Okay, so before we go to the school application, you said you were switching from humanities to the quote unquote the science field, right?
Yeah,
I learned switching from one field to another field in Germany is very difficult. Did you find
yeah.
this challenge when you were applying for your school?
So I think the idea was that the school and the course wanted people who were not really into the tech field, but more or less into the humanities field, and they kind of train them in tech and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's really been a difficult journey, trust me, because then switching from a whole different field to another is not easy. You know, you have to learn a whole lot of new stuff.
New stuff. Okay.
Yeah, so I
So
mean,
just for the viewers to get a brief background, what course did you do in your undergrad so that they can understand where you are coming from and what you are doing now?
so I did a combined major
Mm-hmm.
in sociology and Chinese at Legon.
Wow. Ni
So that
hao.
was yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so you did typical humanity course, and now like your field is somehow more science and tech related.
Yeah.
Okay, so how was the school application like for you? Which portal did you use? Was it through
So
DA or Uni Assist or any other portals that my viewers can learn from?
so I mean, everyone knows about Uni Assist if you've tried to do applications and stuff like that. But then Uni Assist is dependent on the school. So there were some schools I tried to apply to that required Uni Assist, but for this school I applied to,
Yeah.
they wanted me to apply directly to them. So they kind of analyzed the application themselves.
So
So
you didn't pass through Uni Assist with this
no, I
particular.
didn't pass the Uni Assist.
And how many schools did you apply in general when you're applying for schools in Germany?
So for Germany, I applied to I think I applied to, I initially wanted to apply to, I think, four, but I ended
Yeah.
up applying to only two.
Only
Yeah.
two. Okay. And since you applied directly to the school, were you required to do certification of documents, or how did the school get your document? Was it through digital or did you post it to the school? How was it? How was that one done?
So I applied more or less during COVID time.
Yeah.
So it was like 20, I think late 2019, early 2020.
Hmm.
So I didn't have to do any certification, but then they require that if I got admitted, I need to bring the documents in person to the school. And if they required any sort of verification, they will call me personally to bring them physical documents to them for verification. But I didn't need to do any certification or anything.
Was it because it was the COVID era, or that's the norm for that school?
I think it was because of the COVID era, basically, because, and I also think it's more or less the school too, because I know some other schools want you to certify the documents and everything, but this school was more or less like upload it, we'll do our own analysis
Verification.
of the
Yes.
documents and stuff. So that's exactly what I did. I just uploaded it and they went through the documents themselves. I don't know how their verification processes,
Is that?
but
Oh,
then they're like, oh, upload it. But then when you're coming to Germany, carry the physical documents just in case we want to cross check again.
they will get hold of the original document.
Yes.
Okay. From the school application, we are going to the visa application. That's what a lot of people are more concerned of. In a brief statement, how was the visa application process for you?
It was, I think it was anxious, like it was a lot of anxiety
So,
because first when I was looking ready to apply, I couldn't get a lot of dates. Like
appointment.
there was difficult to get dates, but then I finally got one date and I had to kind of get my application and everything together. And it took a very long time before the visa was actually ready.
Okay. So before this visa processing, had you traveled outside the country before, or was this your first time traveling outside the country?
No, I had been to China for a year to
Oh,
school.
yeah. Okay. Okay. So I think you at least you had the the experience traveling you've experienced traveling abroad before, so I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
maybe then it wasn't that stressful as compared to first timer traveler
yeah,
who had
yeah.
to.
It wasn't that stressful.
My one question I want to know is what type of questions came up during your visa interview?
So basically, it was a lady, and she asked me about the course, the name of the course,
Mm-hmm.
why I was going to study the course, if there was any equivalent of the course in Ghana I couldn't study, and how many courses was I going to do in the first semester,
Okay.
and why I was going to do that number of courses.
Wow. And what was your answer to the question when she said, why are you choosing to go outside the country if there's equivalent of that course in Ghana?
Yeah, but I told her there's no equivalent of the course in Ghana,
Oh,
and
so there
true,
wasn't equivalent
there is
for the.
no equivalent
Oh, okay,
of the
nice
course in Ghana.
one. That
I
was a
think she wanted to
very
just trick me or something.
cool. That was a very like, hey, if you have it here, why are you coming here?
Yeah.
So after you got your visa, how long did it take for you to get your visa?
I think close to 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, so you waited for the normal period, like almost 2 months.
Yeah, almost 2 months.
Nice. After getting your visa, definitely I think you were excited and you were happy to come to Germany.
Oh
How was
yeah.
the transition from Ghana to Germany like?
Again, it was quite some stress because it was during the COVID era.
You
So
had a lot of COVID protocols and
yeah, and even I had to make sure I had secured my apartment before getting to Germany. So
oh,
that
okay.
was also another
Was,
different case on
was
its
that
own.
one a big hurdle for you getting apartment in Harkin, like a city known for students?
I mean, it was, I think I was lucky. I was very lucky because normally for Akron it's really difficult to get apartments, but then I was lucky. I found some place online. She had some free rooms, and I luckily for me, I knew a friend who knew someone who was actually residing in the building.
Oh, okay.
So it just kind of, dispelled any rumors of maybe it might be fake or anything. It was
Yeah.
just like he's there. So I asked him to go and check the room out. He checked the room out for me, and I just paid so that when I get here, I don't have any issue with accommodation. So I actually was very lucky.
Very lucky. I think you're very lucky. But one thing you
Very
guys
lucky.
should know is if you are applying for schools and if you are not making a payment through the student VEC and like if it's a personal payment, you should be very careful because some people also take advantage of that and dupe international students. You don't know the system, you end up paying like 400 euros to someone, and even if you come to Germany, you have no idea where the person is or how to locate the person. So you should be very careful. Like he said, he had someone here in Aachen who was able to help him out. Other than that, I wouldn't advise that you make a payment back home if it's not through the student VEC, as in the company in charge of finding accommodation for students here in Germany. So now let's come to student life. No. A quick one. When you came to Germany, what was your first cultural shock when you landed in the country?
Mm, what's my first cultural shock? Um, I think I wouldn't really say as a cultural shock, but then I realized that they stare a lot. They actually stare a lot,
Like this.
and also, I felt like everyone really was, requires you to speak the language. So I think that was also one thing. Like if you don't really know the language, sometimes it's hard to get some things done.
Mm.
Yeah, I think because probably I had traveled before,
Mhm.
I was kind of expectant of a different culture, a different way of doing things. So I wasn't really shocked
When you came to
by anything extraordinary. Yeah.
okay, that's nice. So I want to talk a little bit about student life. How is cost of living in Hacking?
I think it's relatively affordable
Mhm.
compared to the bigger cities like Frankfurt, Munich, and places like that. And yeah, I think accommodation is also good. If you have a student apartment, you are really set. I mean, they are really affordable.
Really affordable.
Then, grocery shopping, all those things are quite affordable over here. I think, yeah, I think it's
And
quite affordable.
do you get Afro shop in the near? Like, is there Afro shop in
Yeah, there's
Harkin?
an Afro shop. They're actually Afro shops. Yeah.
Oh, I want to be in Harkin. And how is the African community, the Ghanaian community in your neighborhood or your?
Oh, I think it's okay. I mean, I met a few Ghanaians here, and
When you say
also,
few, like 3, 2, or 15, 20.
oh, me personally, I'm not much of an extrovert, so
Yeah, you're just like me. We are all shy,
yeah.
introverted people, you know.
So I think it's a couple of like 4 or 5 people. Then I think the church community too. But then the church I go to is quite a small church, so
Is
not a
it
lot of people.
A Ghanaian church
Yeah,
or
Ghanaian church, or more or less African, because then other people from other countries also come.
okay, okay, that's nice. Hey, I've not been to church in a very long. Hey, Asemo. But anyway, that's cool. So, working in Germany as a student, combining work and studying together, how is this work study balance for you?
Well, for me, it's extra difficult because, as I said, I'm trying to switch from one field to another. So it's, I feel like I need more time to study, but then you also need the money too. So I did work a few times, a couple of times, but then I mean sometimes I'd have to stop in the middle because then the schoolwork is
Academics.
becoming a lot, and I needed like a lot more time to study.
Hey, talking
So
about money, I forgot to ask, how was your finance like? Was it through scholarship, block account, or formal obligation when you
it
applied for
was
the
through the blocked account.
blocked account? That's like the normal Fintiba. You open through Fintiba and
Yeah,
stuff. Was it 10,000 or 8,000 for you?
it was 10,000.
10,000. Very soon to be 11,000.
Yeah,
11,000. I think starting next academic year, international
yeah.
students are required to pay 11K for the block account, which is, of course, a huge amount of money, but that's the only way you can survive in Germany. As one of the only ways you can survive in Germany as an international. student. So you say you've worked a couple of times. People want to know when they come to Germany what types of work are available for international students. So what types of work are in hacking, or what works have you done so far? Was it Amazon or working at the factory, or was it a cleaning job? Which which field?
I think the readily available jobs are the factory jobs. Those are the
Factory.
ones you can easily go and do and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there are a few apps that you can book jobs on, where you can go, you can work for a while, get some small money for yourself. I think also I know of other people who have proper part-time jobs in companies and stuff, or even at the what they call the chair, like in the school chair or the department chair, and
Oh,
they work
okay.
as
Oh,
assistants and stuff. So I think it really depends on you yourself, like how you're able to apportion your time and how you're able to really make sure you have time for everything. Because I feel like if you do some factory work,
mm-hmm.
I mean, the money may be good, but then the time may be too much for you. That's like
Combining.
it may combining it with academics may be a bit stressful. But anyway, everyone is different and everyone's studying and everything is different for everyone. So I
It
feel like
depends.
it really depends on you. But then for the jobs, they are really available as and when you maybe
You
feel
want.
like you can apply and you can go and work. And I mean, for Amazon, you obviously need a contract. They give you a contract for a couple of months. But some other places you just need temp,
Yeah.
jobs for people like just for a temporary period.
Okay. You mentioned about the language before. How is the German language for you? Which level are you in? Are you on? Is it in or on? Which level are
Um,
you on now? And how? What are you thinking about the language? Are you going to study it, or like the rest of us, you just do street German and survive? How is the experience with the language been so far?
so honestly, I've not really, you know, given so much effort in learning. I think I just finished A1.1.
Okay,
So that's like literally the level I am on now. But I will it's in my plans to actually really take it to at least B1 or something.
B1.
So I feel like is language, I've already been a language immersion course. So I feel like if you just continue being around people who speak and also try to practice a bit, you will pick up the language. So I think maybe the streets voice is much more advisable. Even though, I mean, if you go to the class and you study too, you will be able to pick up the language. But I feel like a combination of both is good. And that is actually how I'm,
You are.
going in that way.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you think the German language is for students, as in
I would say,
student
I
life and after studies life? Yeah,
I would say 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah,
That means it's very important.
very because um, I mean they know how to speak English, but not all of them, and most of them will prefer to speak German. And if they realize you can speak German, actually gets you more opportunities.
Okay, that's nice. One very sensitive question I ask all my interviewers is experience with racism.
Mhm.
Coming to Germany, have you experienced anything like that in your almost 3 years in Germany? And if you have, what was your response to such experience?
Um, I think you have experienced a few racist, acts. Sometimes you sit in a bus, no one wants to sit by you. There are empty spaces. Sometimes people stare at you with some sort of disdain,
Mhm.
stuff like that. But this is not my first rodeo of racism, even though that's not a good thing to say. I feel like this is not my first time I've been,
In such a situation?
in contact with some sort of racism. I feel like, yeah, I came here with a mission to study, to, get my degree. If I concern myself with some of these things, it's not really going to help. Even though it's a bad thing, it's a really bad attitude. You even sometimes in class, you have people not wanting to, couple up with you because like, yeah, you are black or something. I don't know whether it's because of that, but most of the time it looks like it's because of that. But then I don't want to say I don't care because I actually do care, but it's not something I feel like I should be concerned with.
Okay, okay. So one last statement, word of motivation for people who are watching us and want to come to Germany for their masters.
I feel like in applying for a graduate program, it's not as straightforward and as easy as it's supposed to be. I feel
Mhm.
like you need to have a total analysis of a lot of things, probably what you want to do in future, where you want to be, where you see yourself in the next 10, 20 years. Then you decide to, toe that line or apply in that same line.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's not easy in Germany, but then it's very doable. So if you feel like you want to come to Germany, Germany is a nice place. I feel like the integration here might be good. The insurance, the health insurance, and all those things here are actually quite good. And yeah, it's a good opportunity. But I feel like in applying for a graduate program, the best thing, regardless of any country, is the motivation and where you see yourself in about 10, 12 years. That's like the most important thing.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming to our platform and sharing your experience. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello, so we've come to the end of this video. I hope this video was very educative and informative. If you find this video so, don't forget to like this video because it goes a long way to help this video, and put a nice comment in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe and join the community. Like always, the name is Promzy and I'm signing out. Peace.